suspense is over. BJP has decided to field Priyanka Tibrewal against Mamata Banerjee in Bhabainpur bypoll. In fact, BJP has decided to back the post-poll violence case lawyer Priyanka Tibrewal as the candidate to fight against Mamata Banerjee in Bhabainpur bypolls. In fact, Priyanka Tibrewal is going to challenge Mamata in her own bastion. So big breaking news coming in right now from West Bengal, where BJP has finally unveiled their candidate in Bhabainpur bypolls. Priyanka Tibrewal is going to take on Mamata Banerjee in her own bastion of Bhabainpur. All eyes are on Bhabainpur battle, and in fact Shreyasi is with us to give more details on this. So Shreyasi, finally BJP has ended this suspense and has revealed that they are going to field Priyanka Tibrewal as the candidate against Mamata Banerjee. Very important to note here is that Tibrewal represented BJP in the post-violence case also, which actually says a lot. It basically gives a clear-cut message to all that BJP is going to use post-poll violence and the recent judgment which went against TMC as a major poll plank. In fact, we will try and reconnect to Shreyasi there, but big breaking news coming in right now. BJP has decided to field Priyanka Tibrewal as the challenger against Mamata Banerjee in the Bhabainpur battle. Remember, Bhabainpur is a high-stake battle and all eyes are on it. Mamata Banerjee's bastion, and she's shortly going to file nomination also there from. And remember, prestige and CM post both are at stake for Mamata Banerjee, and post Nandigram defeat, Didi has turned to her bastion to win and to retain her CM post and to challenge her. BJP has decided to field Priyanka Tibrewal. She, remember, had represented BJP in the post-poll violence case in the court.
बानर्जी की ऑपोजिट चुनाव जो मैदान पे है उतारी है भवानीपुर कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी से। कुछ ही मिनटों में ममता बनर्जी यहाँ पे आने वाली है। पुलिस की जो तामझाम है वो पूरी तैयार है। यहाँ पे मुख्यमंत्री आके अपना नॉमिनेशन फाइल करने के बाद बाहर आके शायद मीडिया से बात करेंगे, तब हम लोग उनसे प्रश्न पूछेंगे। लेकिन ये जो है एक भवानीपुर की जो बैटल है, ये हाई वोल्टेज बैटल होने वाली है, क्योंकि एक तरफ है मुख्यमंत्री ममता बनर्जी जो तीसरी बार मुख्यमंत्री बनी है। हालांकि वो नंदीग्राम की सीट हार चुकी है, लेकिन उनके पार्टी को बहुमत से बंगाल की लोगों ने यहाँ पे वापस डाली है सीएम की कुर्सी में। दूसरी ओर जो है बीजेपी पूरी कोशिश करेगी कि ममता बनर्जी ना जीत पाए, लेकिन तृणमूल कांग्रेस काफ़ी कॉन्फिडेंट है। कह रहे हैं कि इस बार वो लोग सिर्फ हायर मार्जिन की ओर नज़र बनाए रखेंगे, क्योंकि 200 से ऊपर सीट लेके तृणमूल कांग्रेस तीसरी बार के लिए गवर्नमेंट फॉर्म किया है पश्चिम बंगाल में।
Right, there Shreyasi was giving us live updates from Bhabainpur, and remember, as we were telling our viewers, just a short while from now, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee will be filing nomination papers for the bypolls to the Bhabainpur seat, and this bypoll has huge significance for Mamata Banerjee as she needs to win this election in order to hold on to her office. Remember, earlier this year, while Mamata's party TMC defeated the BJP in assembly elections, she herself was routed by turncoat and her former close aide Suvendhu Adhikari in Nandigram. The bypoll for the Bhabainpur seat will be held on September 30th, and now suspense has also ended now that BJP has announced that Priyanka Tibrewal is going to be the challenger from their side to take on Mamata Banerjee in her own bastion. So big update coming in right now. Just a short while from now, Mamata Banerjee is expected to reach Bhabainpur to file nomination papers ahead of this high-stake battle in Bhabainpur. Remember, this particular seat is very, very important. This win is very, very important for Mamata Banerjee because she needs to win this particular election in order to retain her CM post. In fact, earlier this year, remember, Mamata's party TMC had defeated the BJP in assembly elections quite emphatically, and she herself, however, was routed by turncoat and her former closer aide Suvendhu Adhikari in Nandigram, and after that, it became necessary for her to ensure a win, and that is why she is now contesting in this bypoll for the Bhabainpur seat, and this contest will be held on September 30th. Just a short while from now, Mamata Banerjee is expected to reach Bhabanipur. Remember, just to give a little more about this particular seat, Bhabanipur, in fact, is the home area for Mamata Banerjee, and Banerjee herself is a resident of Bhabanipur and has won twice in the previous 2 assembly polls. She has been contesting from the seat ever since TMC came into power in Bengal by routing the left front after its 34-year rule. But the bigger question is if Mamata is going to rewrite the history, is going to repeat the history, of course. And Neerja Chaudhary is with us to give more details and more perspective on this big story that we are tracking. Thank you, Neerja, for taking the time out. The battle for Bhabanipur has huge stakes for Mamata, as we were telling our viewers, not only because she needs to win to retain her CM post, but also because it's her home. So it automatically becomes a matter of prestige for sure, and to basically she has to ensure that she registers nothing short of an emphatic win.
Absolutely, and I think that she is likely to have an emphatic win. Bhabanipur is her home. It had sent her victorious on 2 earlier occasions, and there is no reason that today, when she has won the state so handsomely, when MLAs who left her side and joined the BJP are coming back in large numbers. Many, I believe, 2 doesn't want to come back. 4 have already come back, including Mukul Roy, her lieutenant, and a real insider of TNC. Bhabanipur will not let her down. I don't think so at all. And I think she will win a very, very handsome victory from there. Another reason is that Mamata is not just going to be confined to West Bengal. Her eyes are set on Delhi. She is in the future going to be a prime ministerial candidate. She may well be of the united opposition. At least she's positioning herself for that role. So Bhabanipur will support her. This is my, and she's cocked a snook at the BJP. She said, don't waste your money putting a candidate against her. And so her opponent, the fielded a woman, will get mileage out of it for fighting somebody like Mamata Banerjee.
Also, Neerja, if we are talking about her opponents, we have just got a confirmation from the BJP that they are going to field Priyanka Tibrewal as her challenger in Bhabanipur. What do you make out of that announcement? Basically, is BJP trying to give a bigger message that post-poll violence and the recent court judgment which went against TMC is going to be a big poll plank when it comes to Bhabanipur battle?
Yes, I think that obviously that is the BJP strategy. There is a woman angle also, which they will play on, and certainly they will highlight the violence. But overall, she's on a winning wicket. The way she's played her cards, giving a fight to the BJP, coming victorious, winning with such large numbers. The only minus thing was that she lost her own seat. And that because she took on Suvendhu Adhikari and left her own seat and went to Nandigram. Now, whether that was a mistake or she did that, she's risk-averse. She did that to charge her cadres, which is what happened. That she could take on one of the Adhikaris in an area which is considered their fiefdom, and he nurtured Nandigram at the height of her fight against the left. So I think it's a foregone conclusion that she'll be elected from here.
Right. Thank you, Neerja Chaudhary, for taking the time out and speaking to us. So, big news coming in right now. BJP has placed its bets on Priyanka Tibrewal against Mamata Banerjee to take Mamata Banerjee on in her own bastion. In fact, remember, just a short while from now, Mamata Banerjee is going to reach Bhabanipur to file nomination papers. We will be tracking all the updates from ground. But for now, we are moving on to the other big stories.